Michael, you're in the band of Joe Bonamassa, playing in Hanover this day. Tell me something about the way you got into the Bonamassa band, and what for you the special challenge is to play with Joe.
Well, I met Joe a few years ago, maybe 6 years ago, doing a session for Dust Bowl, his record Dust Bowl, in Nashville, Tennessee, and that's how I met Joe. And then I continued to do projects, recording projects with Joe. And one thing led to the next, and a couple of years ago he asked me if I would join his touring band. And after consideration, I said yes.
Okay.
And if there are any challenges with Joe, they're outweighed by the advantages of playing with Joe, because first of all, he's a fantastic guitar player and the songs are really fun. I think initially the biggest challenge for me was the volume on stage, because I wasn't really used to playing that loudly, and so that took some adjustment. It was I love it. I love to play loud, but I hadn't played that loud. I haven't played this loud in a very long time, so I had to get used to that.
Does that mean you changed your gear, or you just?
Well, I didn't. Yeah, I got some new gear. Ashdown. I guess we'll get around to that later. But I got a couple of Ashdown CTM 300s, and with a couple of cabinets, 8x10 cabinets, and which are great. And just to be able to, keep up with him and keep up with the stage volume.
Would you say, because you have to get used of the volume of the loud playing, had that any impact on the way you play as well?
When one plays that loud, it changes the nature of the way an instrument interacts, the molecules, and the way, when you're moving that much air at that volume, then you can do some things that you can't do at a lower volume.
For example?
Well, feedback, for one thing, willful feedback, that you can actually manipulate, and that's how loud we're playing, that I get feedback with a precision bass, which, you got to be playing pretty loud to do that. So, but not to make too much out of it. It's not a big deal. But if you're asking, that was the biggest challenge initially. The rest of the songs play themselves, and frankly, I'd played a lot of the songs before in the studio.
Right.
So.
Last question. Michael, what did Joe tell you? What he's expecting from you? What is the thing that he is looking for the job of a bass player? Well,
it's not necessarily a spoken thing. I don't think he would have asked me to play if he didn't already approve of my playing and that he liked it. And my personal view about playing bass is to support, whoever I'm playing with. And I've been doing records. That's primarily what I've done for the last few decades, is playing people's records. So I know how to do that, and that's kind of the way I think about it. I'm not really a chops guy. I'm not Victor Wooten. I'm not all that. And who is? But it's just, I just think about bass as just being part of the mechanism, And so there hasn't been anything specific that Joe asked of me,
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I think he just expects me to play bass,
Thank you very much.